A little more on Hans Mattson. 1853, he's 20 years old. His father and brother have come to the United States, and now they're going to move from the east to Illinois, and they're going to live in a Swedish colony in Illinois, and then they're going to go to Minnesota. Minnesota has just opened up in 1853 because the Dakota have sold their land to the United States government. So there's 24 million acres of land in southern Minnesota. They are going to settle in the tiny, tiny town of Vasa, Minnesota. And that's right here. Oh, my marker's not working very well. Let's try again. There we go. Vasa, Minnesota. And I'm just going to point out two things from the previous map. Here's a place called Stockholm and another place called Lund. Those were names of Swedish towns that pop up in Wisconsin here. So anyway, the closest town is Rochester, Minnesota. And in Vasa, they take up farming. They have some hardships. There's one time when Hans and some fellow men are caught out in a blizzard, and they manage to survive a minus 40-degree night out there. They also had some experiences seeing the Dakota. The Dakota would often camp near Vasa and Red Wing. These are all formerly Dakota lands, and they hunted and gathered in those places. One of the interesting things that Hans sees in Red Wing is a Dakota war party. They have killed two Ojibwe warriors, and they are celebrating with dancing and drumming and singing. Hans also describes in his book that the Dakota would often come to the house when they were camped near Vasa, and they would trade fresh meat, usually venison, for coffee and bread. In Vasa, Hans had married a young woman named Kirsten Peterson, and this might be a shot of what the farmland could have looked like. Hans tried many different jobs while they lived in Vasa. So one of the first things that he was busy with was farming. He also got caught up in speculation. We learned that speculation is trying to make a profit out of kind of insider knowledge that you had. And in the 1850s, there was a lot of speculation in land. So Hans had bought land with some other men, and in 1857, the economy crashed. This was called a panic, and they lost all of their money. Hans also tried law for a short period of time. He studied with another lawyer in the town of Red Wing, but he didn't like that very much. So his law career was very, very, very short. And the final thing that we find with Hans is that he went into politics a little bit. He got elected the auditor of Goodhue County, and the auditor is the person who prepares the budget, and they kind of keep track of the expenses of the county. So that's going to be his first of several elected offices that he's going to hold during his lifetime.